welcome back to another bookstore vlog. I am so excited for today's video. I got some gift cards for chapters on my birthday, but they had this cybersecurity incident. We weren't allowed to go shopping. I have so many TBRs on my bookshelf right now. All of these, plus these. But I have a gift card, so I have an excuse to use this gift card and to buy new books.
Like it's still around, but am I happy now? Am I happy now? Are you happy now? Pictures might last, but my frame just cracked. I'm going down. Had to light this up. Am I happy now? Am I happy now? Now to it all. Different heights, but it's the same old fall. Like it's still around, but am I happy now? Am I happy now? Are you happy now? I see you hide yourself underneath the mountain of makeup. Plus the words that you made up won't make you any cooler than you are. But when you're with me and you're half asleep, and I can count each freckle and see all your beauty that you hide. This ain't usually how you're like. Then you say, don't you be afraid of when your life's gonna end. You should be more worried it'll never begin. So I'll ask, how is life in Hollywood?
They used to have a Starbucks here, and I was gonna get a coffee because I'm so thirsty and choose my books because I have so many books to choose from. But
of angels has you entangled in a chimera of a dream. How is life in Hollywood for you? Now the tears roll down your eye. You can't hide all this loneliness inside, so you weep and cry by yourself to sleep at night. Now fear consumes your mind. What if I'm not too caught up for this life? Oh, I've never seen you act this way, so I came, booked a one-way to LA.
I don't think I've ever had such a big book haul in my life. I can finally show you guys my book haul. I finally went to the bookstore. Let me just... these are all the books that I got, plus one more in the mail because they didn't have it in store. Okay. Oh my god, there's a cat. I'm such a cat person. I like, oh, it's leaving. I have this really bad habit of walking into the bookstore. First of all, I love taking pictures of all the books that I think I'm gonna love just based on cover. I'm also like a 5-year-old in a candy store when I go to the bookstore. So I think I'm gonna start with the less known ones because I get really tired of hearing about the same books over and over and over again. So I feel like this series isn't as known. Dark Skies by Danielle L. Jensen and Gilded Serpents. So this is actually the second book in the series. This is the third book. The first one is the one that I wasn't able to get in store. I just love the cover of these books. So basically Dark Shores is the first book in the series. Only the Marin family knows how to cross the endless seas, and they have one rule, which is that East can't meet West. Tiriana is from the East, so her people are born of the seas and they're the holders of the secret. But then when her friend is forced into an arranged marriage, she decides to break her family's rules in order to help her friend escape. And then you have Marcus, who is from the West. He's a commander of the 37th, which is a notorious legion. The legion is his family, but he has one secret that nobody in the legion knows about, and he will do anything to protect the secret. An empire captures Tiriana's crew and threatens to reveal Marcus's secret unless they sail across the sea together. The two are forced into an alliance. They agree to this alliance for the sake of their families, but both must decide how far they're willing to go and how much they're willing to sacrifice. When I read the synopsis of the series, I was like instantly captivated. This sounds so good, and I'm so excited to read the series. Bells for Lost Things by Jenna Evans Welsh. I didn't know she was the author of Love and Gelato. First thing though, the cover is so cute, and the back of it, it's about Willow, who's felt like she's never belonged anywhere. Her mom drags her to her hometown of Salem to help her wrap up the affairs of an aunt who just died, but Willow had no idea she had an aunt to begin with. And then you have Mason, who's felt like he's never belonged anywhere. He's been in and out of foster homes his whole life, so he intends to escape from his new foster family to go back to his mom to take care of her. But when he meets Willow, he can't help but be pulled into her and help her uncover the history behind her mom's secret past and this aunt who may or may not have been a witch. He also helps her find out about a curse that's been placed on her family. I love foster family tropes, and I love the healing of all the trauma. I don't know, I just really like that trope. So this one I'm really excited to read. It seems like such a cute read. And then the next book that I have to show you is called Graceling by Kristen Kishore. So I was instantly pulled to this book because of the cover. I find this cover is just gorgeous. I think it's an old book. Like if you saw the original cover, you would know that it's like pre-2010. I feel like if you revamp the cover, it has such a strong effect on the book because now it looks so appealing, whereas if it was the old cover, I never would have picked it up. Katza is a Graceling. A Graceling is this rare population of people who are born with an extreme skill. So she's the niece of the king, and her grace is basically killing people with her bare hands. So her uncle uses her to kill people who oppose him. But everything changes when she meets Poe, a foreign prince who's searching for the truth about his grandfather's disappearance. When Katza agrees to help him, she never expects to learn a truth about her own grace or about a terrible secret that could destroy them all. The next book that I got, I've been looking for this one everywhere. I recently got the Once Upon a Broken Heart from eBay because I ran out at literally every single chapters across the province. It is a signed edition though, and then I had to get my hands on The Ballad of Never After, which is the second book. I find these are just so pretty to look at. So this is by Stephanie Garber. Evangeline Fox has believed in true love and happy endings until she learns that the love of her life will marry someone else. Desperate to stop the wedding and to heal her wounded heart, she strikes a deal with the charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after Evangeline's first promised kiss, she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game and that the Prince of Hearts wants far more from her than she pledged. I found out that these books are sequels to the Caravel series, and I have the Caravel series. I read a few pages, but then I stopped, and it's been, I think, 2 years since I stopped reading because I found out the biggest spoiler ever, which is about Jack, if that means anything to people who have read the series. And I've been trying to forget it before I start reading the series again, but the more I try to forget it, the more it like retains in my mind, and now it's just something that I think is in my long-term memory and I just can't forget. Another book that I got is Hook by Emily McIntyre. It's a Peter Pan and Captain Hook retelling. It's about James, who has one agenda, which is destroying Peter Michaels, and when Peter's 20-year-old daughter Wendy shows up in James's bar, he sees his way in. So he wants to seduce her and use her as a way of revenge. It's the perfect plan until things in James's organization begin to crumble. Suddenly he has to find the traitor, and his plan for revenge gets weaker and weaker as he starts seeing Wendy for more than just a pawn in his game. So this sounds so amazing, and I think it's a 5-book series. And I wanted to buy all 5 books, but I'll see if I like it before buying the rest. One thing though, I feel like James is the same age as Peter, but if Peter's daughter is 20, how old is James? He has to be at least 40? What the heck? This like occurred to me as I was reading it, but is there a really big age gap in this book? Can someone let me know, because this feels like a father and daughter type of age gap, and I don't think I'm comfortable with that. The next book is a book I am so excited about. You guys don't know this because I don't talk about books a lot on my channel, but Sarah J Maas has my heart. I read her series Throne of Glass in high school, which was 6 years ago, and I remember falling in love with her series. I am very late to this. I bought her House of Earth and Blood book. This one is chunky. Look at how thick this is. I haven't read a book this thick since Harry Potter. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to read this book ever since it came out. When I read the synopsis, I've been kind of pushing it off because I've been wanting to buy the books once I have the whole series, and knowing Sarah, that's probably not going to be for another 5-7 years, so I just decided to jump the gun and get the book. I freaked out when I saw this in the bookstore. Bryce had the perfect life until a demon murdered her closest friends, leaving her wounded and alone. The accused person is behind bars, but the crimes start up again. Bryce finds herself at the heart of the investigation, and she'll do whatever it takes to avenge her friends. Hunt is a notorious fallen angel. Now, I love fallen angels. Now enslaved to the archangels he once attempted to overthrow. With a demon wreaking havoc in the city, he's offered an irresistible deal. Help Bryce find the murderer and his freedom will be within reach. As Bryce and Hunt dig deep into Crescent City's underbelly, they discover a dark power that threatens everything and everyone they hold dear. This sounds so good. I love Archangel. I love angel stuff. So this one I'll have to read sometime in the summer when I have time to just sit down and read the book cover to cover without any distractions. With school, I'm just way too busy and I do not want to be on suspense with this book. I want to read it like one shot. So next I got the Inheritance games because I've had the Hawthorne Legacy sitting on my bookshelf for the longest time. I don't know why I started with the second book. I didn't read it. I just bought it and it's been sitting there. This regular everyday girl gets left a fortune when this billionaire dies. So his name is Hawthorne. The only catch is that she has to move into his mansion. Unfortunately, the whole Hawthorne family is occupying the house and they weren't left any of it. The Hawthorne family includes 4 Hawthorne grandsons who grew up with every expectation that one day they would inherit the money, and one of them is convinced that Avery, who's the main character, is a con woman and he's determined to take her down. But his brother, Jameson, views her as their grandfather's last puzzle, but she has to play this game in order to survive. I'm really excited to read these, but also the covers just look so amazing. I didn't buy the 3rd book because it's only out in hardcover and I really hate when my books don't match up. I didn't really feel like buying Love in Other Words, but I gave in because one, the cover is really cute, but also because I've heard raving reviews about this book. I don't like Christina Lauren as an author. The Soulmate Equation was the first book I ever read by them. Did not enjoy it, gave it like 3 stars. It just fell flat. I also read The Unhoneymooners, which was better, but still not my favorite. I just find that they kind of eye candy the male main character too much, and it's always like, oh, look at the flex in his arm, look at his beautiful eyes, look at his beautiful shiny hair, and it's like too much of that. Macy is a new pediatrics resident. She has kind of her whole life planned out, but then she runs into Elliot Petropoulos, which is the first and only love of her life, and she kind of begins to break down. In the past, Elliot was Macy's entire world. They grew up as friends, but then she fell in love with him, and then he broke her heart on the night that he declared his love for her. I'm confused. So it's an alternating perspective book, which I've never read before, but it's told between then and now. Teenage Elliot and Macy grow from friends to much more, and then as adults they become strangers until their chance reunion. They're both very pained by what happened, but Elliot will come to understand the truth behind Macy's decade-long silence. From the synopsis, it does sound very, very good, but what I've noticed time and time again in their pattern of writing is that the woman is characterized as some crazy, chaotic, disorganized, imperfect woman, and the man is like glorified, perfect, handsome, he has his life together, he's rich, he's successful, and that's like the dynamic between their two main characters, and I just don't love that. Okay, and I feel like this video is like so long. I just get so excited when I talk about books. Last book is Night of the Raven, Dawn of the Dove by Radhi Mehrotra. Bound to the Queen of Chandela by a forbidden bond that saved her when she was a child, Katiana has never fallen short of what's expected of her, becoming the best guardswoman the Garuda has ever seen. But when the latest assassination attempt against the royals leaves them with a faceless body and no leads to the perpetrator, Katiana is unwillingly shipped off to guard the Chandela princess in Acharya Mahavir's monastic school in Nandovana, a forest where monsters have roamed unchecked for generations. Katiana wants nothing more than to return to her duties, especially when the Acharya starts asking questions about her past. But when Katiana and the princes are summoned back to Chandela before their training is complete, tragedy strikes and Katiana is torn from the one life she has ever known. Alone and betrayed in a land infested with monsters, Katiana must find the answers to her past so she can save what she loves and forge her own destiny. Bonds can be broken, but debts must be repaid. This was one of the books that I had no idea what it was about, never heard of it, but this sounds so good. Besides the names of everything that I can't pronounce, that is basically the whole haul. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books. Let me know what you guys think. If you want to see more bookstore vlogs, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching yet another video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! People with a shit ton of books keep all their books. I feel like if I keep accumulating books, I'm gonna run out of bookshelf space. No matter how many bookshelves I get, my house is only so big.